Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Dead Men Tales, our 7th Sea Chronicle. I am the Ravenous Archon. My name is Will, and I'll be your storyteller this evening. And last, we left off with our crew. We opened up with Freki as he heard noises on the periphery of the farmlands that the Dietrich family owns while playing with Balto. And he got to meet one of the older, creepy beings of the forest that introduced themselves to May in the previous episode. He saw her draw some runes for the word big and man, and a third one that he couldn't recognize that she then smeared with her foot to break the runes and to activate the Vestin magic. And then she ended up sapping him of his strength entirely and forcing him to make a difficult decision. May, given her growing up amongst the Eisen and the Vestin, recognized it for what it was, as a more primordial curse. And seeing that there was a rune attached to Freki's shield, she ended up destroying it to release its magic. And all three of them were transported into the Allfather's mead hall, where they got to see the massive iron-bound candelabras, the singing. They got to smell the food and the atmosphere that awaits the Vestin that proved themselves to the Allfather. And there was a moment where they got to see a large Vestin woman come over and hold Freki close, and with her tear, she reversed the curse that had befallen him, but she was removed from the mead hall, and he heard the people that dragged her away say something in Vestin that filled him with a bit of sadness, since he's the only one that actually got to know the true meaning of the words being said. But they came back to May's living room, where Freki took the remains of his shield, went into his room, and then basically just rage roomed it until he fell unconscious. And as they finished kind of clearing up the animal carcasses and all of that, they were visited by an old face that they hadn't seen since Castile, since San Agustin, as a friend of theirs in the form of Ignacio Guadalupe del Mar, which is the agent of Caridad de la Playa, Dresden, announced that they had returned home, and they were excited to meet with May and her crew, since they never got to meet with them back in San Agustin. And they cleaned everything up, and afterwards, Kat got to see that she is connected, at least by the Strega deck, to Freki, as they share one of the cards, and we got a little separation as Freki and Kat went into town, as Freki wanted to talk to the officer from the local militia, whose name is Otto Frost. Since he was a little handsy with Bertold, and wanted to make sure that they were on the same page as far as how friends should treat each other. And they ended up at a blacksmith named Jans, who showed that he is trusted enough with the government to be in charge of Dracheneisen, which is a special metal that is only found in Eisenlands. But he promised that he could forge a new shield for Freki. And while they were out and about having a baby's day out, May went into her bedroom and into their secret cubby that her and her husband had for different things, and saw that there was a couple of metal boxes hidden away. One had a pistol in it, and 3 bullets left out of the 8 little spots that were created in its case for it. And then she noticed a box with paperwork and a folded piece of papyrus that had been used as a makeshift portrait of the group of people She recognized her husband's face. She recognized a young Malcolm Rutherford, and some of the other faces had crumbled and peeled off when the papyrus was unfolded. But there were notes, scientific and scholarly writings about different kinds of myths and monsters and things of that nature. But apparently, the big takeaway is that the pistol in his possession has a piece of a Cerna artifact inside of it that removing would destroy the artifact and the pistol itself. And there was a note about how it was used against a wolf man, and how someone named Anastasia had dubbed it the witch's finger. And we left off with Freki and Kat kind of coming up on the Dietrich farmland as May was discovering all of this. And one of the few things that May will notice as she hears the people coming up from outside, putting things away, a small patch falls out of a notebook. It looks like it was buried. The way the papers have the indentation of it, it looks like it wasn't meant to fall out of the journal at all. But it is a black hexagonal patch with a white star in its center. You haven't seen the symbol. We are live. It's good to see your faces, by the way. I don't want to just throw you into the deep end.
No worries.
But
real quick before you start, I just want to say, as you were giving the recap about what happened, I was literally like that. It's one of the few times that I've actually like felt like enough emotion to actually cry on live stream. I'm just gonna say that right now. So
I appreciate
hate you for that.
No,
I didn't say that already.
Why? Me? I'm a lovable scamp.
Yeah.
But I don't think May has seen this patch, this design in a while. Because we haven't gotten a chance to really delve into May's past and her current standing within the Christ Ritter. Have we?
Yeah. No, we have not. So this patch is from the Christ Ritter.
Mm-hmm.
Scheiße. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times.
But you do hear the gate open. You can hear Balto kind of the clacking of his feet as he's excitedly kind of pacing around, smelling that his big brother is back. And you'll hear the steps as Kat and Freki are back.
She'll first close the weapon. Put that right back where she found it. Put the patch back. Start packing things up. Not really showing a lot of emotion right now because she feels kind of betrayed, but at the same time, what else has he been hiding?
You just hear me yell, "May, we're home!"
Perfect. And Balto comes.
Where's Balto?
Balto comes bolting over and just jumps into you head first.
Yep. Yeah, I'll just carry him like a baby.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and I start. Yeah.
I'm coming down. Just give me a minute, okay?
There's a bark.
We're here now. You have to use your inside voice.
He licks your face.
Cat will just laugh at the exchange. That's hilarious.
I'm gonna go ahead and check for food. Maybe maybe May made something for us. Let me just. I'm gonna go. Like I'm literally walking with this dog. I'm trying to hold the dog like like it's almost like a swaddle.
Yeah. Did May make anything for them?
Well, she has dinner getting prepared, as in the bread's rising. She's gonna put that in the oven soon. She's cut up stuff for dinner. She has things prepared, but she hasn't really cooked it yet. She will.
Well, what's prepared?
Cut up vegetables, cut up a little bit of meat. It looks like she's gonna probably be making a stew. The bread's rising, so she has to put that in the oven yet. Oven's actually warming up. It has to warm up before you can cook things on there because wood is a thing. So yeah, and then you actually see that she was, it looked like she was actually starting to make some juice, from the orchard stuff outside.
Okay.
I mean, hey, juice is not a bad idea. I started looking at the fruits that are there. I mean, I imagine you just smash it enough, and then the actual juice comes out.
100%.
So
that's how that works.
Juicer. There's a metal juicer in the kitchen where all the fruits are. You can see where the juicer is.
Well, you're not there. Unfortunately, you're coming down. It's taking you a moment. So
thunk, thump, thump.
I'm using the actual blender, like the actual metal piece, and I'm just smashing the thing.
Obviously, yeah. I didn't picture anything else.
Yeah. And take my hand out, right, that has the chunks on it. And then I put my hand down so that Balto can lick it clean.
He does. Happily.
Yeah.
Cat's gonna watch this, consider saying something, and then decide, never mind.
You better.
And then I switch hands because I'm not a savage, and I'm not gonna just put the same hand back into the thing.
Smart.
So I use.
What are you doing?
I don't know. You're not there yet.
No, May will come down as you switch hands.
What are you doing? What is all this?
This is juicing, right? I believe.
Chunks of fruit all over the counter.
9. That's not even close.
Radial and outwardly like a floppy circle.
9 never close. No, it's not what you do.
I mean, this is not juice, but it's more like kind of like applesauce.
9. That's not even close to what you do. No, look, I appreciate you trying to do things. Is 9 what we do? However, if you want to watch me to learn how to do it and how to use that correctly, I'd be more than happy to oblige.
I hope I didn't break it. And I just place it onto the counter. And I kind of like take some of the stuff, the excess stuff off the top of it. Like if that would be okay. Like trying to somewhat clean it. And then I start pushing some of the chunks away from her line of sight that's on the floor towards Balto.
Good.
Yes, Balto eat it.
He does.
So, how was your walk?
I mean, it was eventful, I think. Working on a new shield. So that's good. Tried to talk to that soldier that was here earlier.
Otto Frost?
Yeah. Kind of wanted to figure out why he was treating Berto the way he was, so
Because he's a bully?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You notice he doesn't do that with
Right, and I look at Kat and I just nudge with my elbow.
So yeah.
So Julie, what did you think of the village?
It's interesting. She'll kind of like look at Freki for a second, just kind of like, what was the material that the blacksmith was talking about?
That is the name just escaped me, but it's It is a special metal here in Isen that apparently I could not get a hold of for whatever strange reason. Only the government, I think, is able. Drek, Dragon Ice in Hand. I think that's what he called it.
Dragon Icy Hands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. You do know it's very rare. And to get the honor and privilege of actually getting a weapon of that from that metal is very rare. It gets mined and coveted, but at the same time, there's not enough of it to go around for everyone. So the government actually holds on to that and
and keeps it for themselves. Yes.
Well, yes, but also for the lords, the Yars, they help with protecting people from the forest.
Oh, the forest. That's. I think you told me about that. I believe, and I believe the blacksmith also brought up the forest. I mean, we have forests invested. I mean, you're telling me that
you don't have what we have in our forests.
Okay. Please, sure. And I sit. Please enlighten me on this.
She walk over to where she's had she's been replacing some of the doors. And she'll just go, she knows it because she knows where it's at. She just moves like 2 doors and she pulls up this door that's literally slashed with a big, huge, long claw. And you could see it's just almost wrecked apart. And she'll go, you don't have this.
Like, it to me, does it look like it's like a large
bear? Yeah, like a bear.
I mean, we have bears in Vestin. This is, I mean, you saw me wrestle one.
How do I explain this to you? I will do it bluntly. The woman who turned around and did that thing to you the night before?
Yeah.
She's not a woman. She lives in the forest.
Thanks. And I just go, now I know where I need to go. Thank you so much.
No, you don't understand, you sick-headed man. I'm trying to save you from going out and getting killed. You remember those large monsters I would tell you as we were traveling around with Engel? The ones that brought you the nightmares? They're in the forest here. You don't want to go, trust me. Why would I throw you, a babe in the woods, into something like that? That would be suicide, yeah?
Yeah, Balto, she's not going to throw you in the woods.
Right.
You said babe in the woods. I was just like...
You are being a babe in the woods right now. Freki. Would I turn around and throw you in the woods? No.
Why was she here then?
To take your power away, clearly, because you were outside at night, and that you are here with me when she sees you as an obstacle.
Okay, so that means she does know you then.
She knows of what my husband did. I did not know what my husband did until just today.
I lean in. I'm like,
my husband was part of the dying Kruisgevecht. A society. I didn't pronounce it the way you did. It's okay.
Yeah, it sounded weird to me. That's why I was just like, what?
It's okay.
Ooh. Write this down.
It's okay. And he apparently was doing research on the creatures. How to kill. What are they about? Weaknesses, then doing experimentation on them, apparently. I don't know. I mean, I haven't had enough time to read all the papers. He stopped. He stopped altogether. He hid everything. But unfortunately, the sins of the past clearly caught up with him. I don't know. My father was a part of it. I saw nothing about it in their rooms. I don't know if he knew. My husband and I were in an arranged marriage. I mean, we got on, and then we fell in love, and we became good friends. Well, we became good friends. We had affection, and I don't have to explain this all to you. But at the same time, we started to. We had a family, and it seems like he stopped when we had our first child. He didn't go back to it. And now, whatever he did in the past is explaining why we were attacked, and I was a survivor. Well, being that I'm too stubborn to die.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. So, she and the wolves apparently have claimed the land as their own. And being that I am from this land, I have this by birthright. And they didn't kill me. So therefore, technically the land isn't theirs, it's still mine.
And she came here last night to tell you what, to take back this land? Is that why she was here last night?
She told me, after I was getting some water for Julie, that they wanted to come by and tell me this land is theirs and that I should go.
I take it, based on my limited experience with this, I guess I can only say woman for now.
Yeah.
That they're not looking to talk as much as force you out from here. Is that right?
Good observation.
Okay.
I think they gave you a warning, basically saying that they could take your power away from you.
Well, what is it that asshole said once? Oh yeah, my father once said, fool me once, shame on me.
Fool me twice,
Shame on
shame
you.
on
Fool
you.
me twice, shame on me. Yeah, he said that quite a bit.
That's why I tell you
There's
not to
one
go
thing that I
outside
can-
at night. Once the sun goes down, you do not go outside.
So what you're saying is now that the sun's out, this is the best time to go in to investigate this. Is that what you're telling me?
No, you don't. Oh my god, die werkelijk zitten niet veel tot ze met donker verneerd en ik weet het was.
I mean, I look over at Julie. I go, I understand we just met, and I understand that this is a very delicate situation for me. However, do you think that this person or thing, entity, is going to stop what they're doing because we just pretend it's not happening?
From the sounds of it, no.
I'm not saying that we should pretend it's not happening. I'm saying let's get gathers or research. Let's make sure we have weapons. Let's make sure that we have somebody to have our backs before we decide to go into the words and say, hello, my name is May, and that you killed my family. Prepare to die.
Didn't you just say that the
Digo Montoya.
the Jarls were supposed to protect people from what's in the woods?
Yes. But at the same time, this is somewhat more of a personal vendetta than them going to ravage the village. They're more like wanting to kill me. Yay.
How much does Bertel know about all this, if at all?
We call it the incident. We don't talk about it.
So he knows.
He was there after the attack. From what I know, he helped Bury my family. I was not conscious. I was sent to Weston to heal. I came back to find out what was going on. The whole village knows. The reason why Otto doesn't do anything is because of my father, and he was a general. My husband was one of the higher-ranking soldiers. I come from a military family. He would never cross me. Or at least I hope he doesn't. There's a duty, honor, and respect. That's why I would put Balto underneath my name, my family's name, to protect him. The soldiers are assholes. But if you can't fight yourself, if you can't prove that you are a fighter and that you can wage against them, they treat you like shit. That's why my mother and my siblings and my children would always do sweet and nice things to the village, so they knew that we cared and we were not like them. That's why they treated my family so good. And that's why they buried them when I could not. I don't want to bury you.
I mean, if you're trying to tell me that this is not something that we should go after, I honestly think that you don't know me very well.
No, what I'm telling you is, let us get information, let us get the weapons, let us get prepared, so that when if and when we have to walk into the forest, we are ready. We are not going to be going in there getting our asses kicked. We are going to kick his ass and forget names, because it isn't worth the names to remember.
Did this person that came last night have a name?
I do not. She did not give me one. I know why she didn't give me one. Then I would have power over her. But I do know she changed into wolf.
Okay, so I start looking. I start pointing. I'll go. Okay, so shield. I got that. Right, information. All right, so I get up and I'm like, if anybody wants to come with me, I'm gonna go see Bertel real quick.
Don't tell him any more war stories, please.
No, he's going to do the talking.
Please be gentle with the man, okay? You know what?
I would probably tell you to come with me if you want me to be gentle.
Why don't you invite?
Be all honest here.
Do you want dinner or not? Do you want invite him over? I cannot cook and go at the same time.
Okay, and let me just get a little more of this applesauce before. All right, is this a solo endeavor? Is anybody okay? I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna
May
go.
just sits down like she doesn't know how much more she can take.
Okay.
Julie, if you want to go with him, you can. I understand you need to learn. What would you
learn from me?
what would you like to do, Julie?
You seem a little distressed. Do you want me to help you cook?
A little distressed.
No.
If I could get the whiskey right now, I would be drinking whiskey. Or some ale. Look, just learn this information. I'm trying to process all of it.
Okay.
I'm out.
How are you?
Good. I'm just... Like I said, you seem stressed. How can I help?
Well, if you'd like to cook, you can help me cook. Or if you want to save Freki from himself, save Freki from himself. I have a feeling, one way or another, the trouble will be coming to the door soon.
The bell rings.
Scheisse. Here, why don't you start?
I thought I left already.
No,
I don't know.
No, you're still having applesauce.
Oh well, then I'll go to the door. I got it. I'll take the blender thing.
Yeah.
That's it.
With the chunks of apple still in it?
The chunks of apple in it.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Go ahead and open the door.
Yeah. There is a woman at the gate. Slender, tall. Maybe about 6'1", 6'2". Muscular, blonde hair with shocks of little lightning bolts of white. It's done up in a braid right now that hangs down her left shoulder, right over her heart, where there is a very simple black bow, a knotwork. She looks like she's wearing traveling armor. It's leather. It's very piecemeal, very loosely, just covering the important bits. And there's a sword on her side, spear on her back, and there's a pistol on her thigh, thick boots, and she's got a coat slung over her right shoulder that she's holding on to. Hello, I am here to see Miss Dietrich, if she is available.
I grab a chunk. I look back. May? I think this is for you.
Christ, off, Mike. Julie, would you put everything in the pan, start to sear it, and put the bread in the oven?
Okay.
Thank you. She'll walk to the door.
Mm-hmm. You see the young woman there, holds up her hand as she sees your face. Hello, I am here to seeking Mrs. Dietrich. I was told that she was back in the territory.
Yeah, you're talking to her. Was ist da?
She'll pull up a little flap on her belt and she'll show you that same hexagonal patch. Black background, white star in the center.
Wie geht's?
I have come because you have recommended for my continuance in my field.
What's your name?
Irna Eric Vander.
Irna Erik Werner?
Vander.
I'm writing it down.
No.
Irna?
Sure, yeah. Irna Erik Vander.
We're just gonna go with that. Fuck it, because I can't.
There you go.
She'll go, yeah, kommen Sie in.
Thank you kindly.
Yeah.
She starts walking up the path. You have burnt something recently. She motions to the scorch marks of the...
Oh, no, that's
carcasses.
the... this is just a warning, you know, the usual.
I understand.
Yeah, you know, they want you off your land and they think they own it, you know. So they try to make it seem unpleasantable here.
Have I come at a bad time?
Oh, no, we're just about to start dinner. Would you like some juice that I know hasn't been... I shall look over to Freki. That has been just freshly made.
Put it behind my back.
No, thank you. But I do have this as an offering, and she reaches into a satchel and pulls out a thick green glass bottle that's maybe about size of a forearm. Not Freki's, obviously, but like a regular human forearm.
Would you know what this is?
Yes. You haven't seen it in a while. But this looks like Northern Icen vodka.
That would be nice. Freki, are you staying or are you going?
I put out I wipe my hand for all the chunks that are on it off my coat, and I extend my hand out. I go, Freki broadside.
She shakes it.
I have to go now. I step out.
Yep.
Because why not just go? Yeah, okay. Totally.
And when she shakes your hand, you feel the musculature of her strength. Like she is a strong lady.
Yeah, even more so. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go now. Just, I will leave now. I will leave.
But she kind of lowers her head as she walks into the little door.
My word.
I'm sorry. I take a moment as I step out and I look back. Oh boy! And I just keep walking. I'm just like, and I just keep walking. It's like, nope.
Nope. Trouble.
Oh, no. No. I have a job.
Yeah.
Chris Almighty. Come in. Yeah, my ward here, Julie, she is helping me with the dinner. If you'd like some stew, we should have it done soon. Don't wish to have you leave with an empty belly. She'll lead her into the kitchen where Julie's cooking, and she'll go, if you'd like to sit at the table, you can tell me what you need or what's going on.
Yeah, of course. And she puts her spear against the wall. She takes off her belt and puts a sword next to it. And she takes the gun out of its holster, but just thunks it onto the table. It sounds like a very heavy blunderbuss. And she slides the bottle in your direction. I was told that you can. She looks at Julie. Can we be candid in front of your ward, or?
Yeah, it's fine. She needs to learn.
I am a Hexenwerker, like your husband. I have come to learn from you now. If you have time.
I'm sorry, you said he was a... My husband never did any hexen.
The order has been very clear that he was one of their scholars. I can use the term very loosely.
Okay. What did the order tell you about him? Because I didn't know much. I just knew he did traveling until we had children, and then he stopped and started working in the local.
The others have said that he walked away from the crusade, as it were, but that you have picked up the mantle. Said you have skills similar to his. I wish to learn this from you if you are open to taking an apprentice.
Okay. I only took up Pixon after he died. I didn't know he was what you're telling me now.
This is strange.
All I know is that there were wolfen creatures that burst into our house, killed my family. I was knocked out for about 6 months. Woke up in Weston. So, you have more knowledge than I do on this.
The registry has your name. You are
I
part of the CrossFitter, yeah?
Yeah. I didn't know he was. I will tell you this, if you go down this path, it is going to slowly kill you.
No
Are you
choice.
ready? Why do you not have no choice?
I am like you. I
Pero?
No, I was never married. I'm peculiar about the men I allow into my life.
Everyone should be peculiar on what men they have in their life.
Yeah. At least the one you have around is tall.
Oh, well, Freki is, he's a unique one. If you go down this path, you will not be the same again.
I have not been the same in some time. Fine, in this path. It has been forced upon me.
How so?
She looks at Julie again. You are not Tyson.
She's not.
He smells different.
She comes from a different path that has come to mingle in with mine. You know, unique people, you have unique talents and skills, and as well as experiences that need to be had. I don't question the path that she walks. I accept it, and I know that I'm in a part of it now.
Meant no disrespect.
Oh no, I just letting you know that I take that I am protecting her.
There's a tinge of sadness when you say that you're protecting her.
She's not from Iceland. She doesn't know what's in the woods. She doesn't know the country in which she's in. She needs to learn.
Yeah.
She needs protection.
I understand. Yes, you are correct.
I'm not going to hinder her. But if I can stop a blow or two, I will.
I understand. And she does finally sit down.
But to learn this, you are going to learn very quickly that your hair is going to change. For every action, more of you will slowly fade.
She points up to the temples where you can see the source of the white kind of thunderbolts. The teachers that I had before said that you had the gift of speaking with the dead. It requires this ability.
You want to eat somebody's tongue?
Not a question I was expecting to be asked.
How you speak to the men. That's how you speak. When I had to find out about my friend and how he died, I had to cut out his tongue and eat it. This lovely brown was brought to you by what is called henna. My hair is usually snowy white.
I see.
It's easier to mask what you are so that people accept you. I will. If you have henna, I would use it. If you don't, I might have some upstairs for you.
No.
My hair is completely white. It's not a shunning away, it's realizing exactly where we do not fit in the world. Especially if you go to different countries and try to mix in with their cultures.
She's going to turn to Kat again. You are very calm for hearing someone speaking of eating tongues to speak with the dead.
That's just on the outside.
Insert internal screening GIF right here.
Yeah. You hide it very well.
I think she faces.
Cat's gonna go back to like making more juice. Like, I'm not part of this conversation.
Stop looking at me, you creepy woman. Stop looking at me.
You might want to put the meat in now and start to sear it.
All right.
And make sure that the gravy is thick, because it will be better to sop up the bread with.
See, Oda warned me that it might be difficult to learn from you, given that you have returned home to where the past could be difficult to navigate.
It's not difficult to navigate when you know that your life is on the line. They want the land back. I survived. They can't do anything until I'm dead. You know this. This land is going to respond to me by birthright. I've spilled enough blood here as a child, being trained how to fight. I've learned from the Hexen very well to know when not to fight and to prepare. I can teach you. You will learn more and you will lose more color in your hair. You will learn more and more. You will lose more and more pieces of you. If this is what you wish, then I will teach. The question is, do you wish to stay here or do you want to stay in the town? Knowing that my house may or may not be, shall we say, slightly a target.
If you have the space, I can stay here. And she gets up.
Hold.
She puts the gun back in its holster. Me help with the protections. She steps out.
That, Julie, is part of an order I didn't realize my husband was in.
Must be a bit of a shock.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Hence why Mr. Freki wanted to go marching in the woods is freaking me out even more.
Do you want me to go and make sure he doesn't go march out into the woods?
I don't think he will right now. But you know what? You have power. You have a talent. What do you think he's going to do? What do you think anything's going to happen?
I don't really know.
Did you see an image with her? Like you have with Freki and Ondai?
No. But maybe I should just make sure he just goes and talks to Bertold and then comes back.
This is what you wish. I'll just tell you to be safe. I don't know what is going on. I'm going to admit it. I'm scared. And a bit panicky. So I probably apologize if I'm too stern or overprotective. Okay?
No, I understand. And I'm adjusting to this place. So I'm trying to follow your lead as best I can.
It's not an easy place, and I'm sorry you were brought here, but we make of it the best we can, yeah?
Don't need to apologize.
I think you're owed an apology.
I don't think so, but...
Okay.
Let me go check on...
Yeah. Go check on him, and I'll go watch her.
Kat, what instrument was the musician playing?
Instrument was the musician playing?
The musician. You.
Oh. Sorry. It was like a lute, like a stringed instrument. Yeah.
The moment you cross the threshold out of the kitchen into the rest of the house, your favorite song fills the air. It's soft at first, and with each step out of the kitchen into the house, it gets louder and louder until opening the door to May's house, expecting to see the ice and farmland outside. You're back in the tavern. Paint a picture for us. Where is he? What is the song? How many people are there?
It's later in the evening. He's probably got a group of like 5 people closer to him, kind of just listening around. Some other people kind of sparse throughout. The song is very like, it's like a slow kind of building song that has a little bit of like a sadness to it. Sort of evokes the feeling of like desperation almost.
The small crowd is clapping, trying to encourage him to play a happier song. But he's locked eyes with you. And this is his declaration for you. This is him acknowledging the vast ocean of social status between the two of you. But he smiles. And he finishes the song. And people clap. And you can see them throwing coins on the stage. He puts the lute down. My throat is parched. I will return in a moment. Give me but moments, and everybody. Oh no! Oh, what is his name again?
All right, let me pull it up.
Mateo.
I think it started with an M. Yeah. Yeah.
But you hear, no, Mateo, please, another. And he's like, please, in due time. And he makes his way over to the bar, orders a drink with some of his newly fresh made coins. Looks around to make sure that the attention has drifted away. And then very loudly, you are Luca's sister, yes? And he slides over as he grabs his drink. And then the voice comes down to the level that you are used to hearing from him. Every night that you come, Katarina, I am blessed. The prophet has seen happiness. He's in my future. He takes a swig of his drink.
She'll give like a very like kind of sly smile. It's a little like of a bittersweet kind of feeling. And just kind of say, I'm glad you feel that way, that my presence seems to bring you some good fortune.
Fortune is what we make of it. And we jingle some coins on the bar top.
I suppose it is.
You see this one, this Castilian coin here, kind of slides it closer to you.
She'll like kind of take a glance at it.
Do you see the writing here? Have you felt that before? How it's raised above the image.
She'll like run her finger over it just to kind of feel it.
And he takes advantage and puts his hand on yours and just kind of lets his finger slide on top of yours and spin it around the coin. And he grows 3 shades of red and then immediately lets go. Craftsmanship. Beautiful.
It really is. It's a very beautiful coin. She'll kind of like slide it back over to him.
And he lets his fingers kind of slide over yours as he takes the coin back. It is admirable. You can look at it for time on ending. Lose yourself in it.
Would be a feat, wouldn't it?
What a world it would be if we are not beholden to our paths.
There's that like a bit of that bitterness coming up, that sort of like sadness.
Mm-hmm.
Just if only we weren't beholden.
And you see this shape come between the two of you, orders a drink, and slides back so that he is next to you, but claps him on the shoulder. Mateo, it almost looks like you are trying to ask my sister her hand in marriage. He goes, Lorenzo, please, no, I did not know that this was your sister. Forgive me, I was merely making conversation with a lovely woman. And Lorenzo looks down at you. Are you okay?
Oh, yes, this nice gentleman was just showing me some different coins from different parts of the world.
Oh, you'll see plenty of that once father finds a good match for you.
I'm sure I will.
And when he says that, there is this heartbreak in Mateo's face. And you see him just kind of... If a hand could trudge, he trudges with his hand all the coins into his other hand. I should get back to playing. Lorenzo, without missing a beat, goes, yes, that is what you're good at. Go and play for us. And he nods, downs the rest of his drink, and jingles coins in his hand as he takes the stage again, and everybody starts clapping. And the cold ice and wind bites at your face and brings you back to the farmland.
So kind of like take a moment to like recenter herself and where she is, and sort of shake off that feeling of like both a combination of like anguish and passion. Like,
No time has passed. You may well not have noticed anything except that kind of inhale at the door, but you also will get a bit of that cold draft that comes in with the opening door. Winter doesn't want to let go just yet. But at Berthold's, Freki will see that he is fixing up some of the books in his shop, serving himself some tea. There's a little bell above the door, dings. He turns your attention, and you see him go from smiling to very serious very fast. He goes, Herr Freki, I hope that you are not here to give me more nightmares.
Oh no, it's none of that. I'm actually here to invite you for dinner. I know that May and Julie and myself wanted you to come over. I know that you came earlier, and we just want to have a friendly chat, discuss a few things.
Will there be enough food with Yenna there?
Oh, maybe I did. Did you send her? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, she is an associate of myself and May, the associations that we work with. As many agents.
She did flash what looked like it was something that was etched in her clothing. Had black with, I believe, a white star in the middle.
Oh, yeah, could be anything. Yeah, that.
I look at him like he was talking about an association, and then I bring that up. He's like, yeah, sure, could be.
Right?
Don't know how I feel about that. Kind of feel like I want to press a little more.
Go for it.
Okay, I want to press a little more. So, yeah. Wait a minute, just so I get an understanding. You sent her over to our place. You guys are part of an organization, but you don't know what that whole thing was I just said?
Oh, I never said that, Herr Freki. I just said that it could be anything.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna go ahead and move this in a different direction. I actually wanted to make sure that I kind of wanted to come over first, invite you over for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's gonna be a full house now. But I also wanted to pick your brain a little bit before we go. I promise, no stories.
Okay, good. Now that you mentioned stories, and he reaches over and grabs a book, I had looked up this woman that you said had touched you and had spoken to Adelaide. And he picks a page.
Wait, out of character, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
We did advise him of this information?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Maybe I wasn't there when it was said. All right,
Well,
cool.
I think that was one of the episodes you weren't here. That you were outside yelling at Balto.
There you go. That's all I was doing, is just yelling at Balto.
Yelling at Balto, bro.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you do.
All right, this is making me even more suspicious because I do not know.
Yeah.
This is information.
Perfect.
All right.
Weekend at Bernie's. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. He opens the book. You can see that the pages are dog-eared, and he shows you what looks to be classical renditions of like an old woman sitting in a bed. Very kind of Little Red Riding Hood with like the grandmother with like that big bonnet kind of thing, the exaggerated sleeping dress. He goes, there are some stories. There's an old Eisen story of a Oma, and he points to the old woman. Oma Varg. I don't know how to translate outside of Eisen, but it is the closest thing I could tell you is almost like a matron, like a grandmother, perhaps.
Okay.
But there are stories of an elderly woman who would eat children to keep herself young. I don't know why she would try to take your strengths, though.
My eyes start getting squinty eyed real quick. I'm like, I feel like this is a lot of information that was. When did you find out about all of this?
About what?
I'm curious.
Exactly.
What you just said about me.
About your strengths?
Yes.
I was there when you started burning the corpses. You explained this to me.
So about this Omar Varg.
Omar.
Yes.
Omar Varg.
Yeah. Omar Varg. Does she by any chance live in the forest?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that is where one can find her.
Do you mind? Is this in Old Theoden or is this in Isen? This book
No,
that you have here.
this book is in Isen. There are passages that are in Old Saiyan that I can copy for you if you would like. I could translate the story of Omar Varg if you are inclined. But
Actually, take that book with you. Come with us to dinner so you can, because that is very interesting literature that you have there. Also, I wanted to ask, how are you feeling from earlier today? I saw that you had kind of an issue with one of the soldiers when you came to our house.
He has not come back, so we are fine.
But was there an issue before?
There was, but it has been taken care of.
I don't mean to pry. I'm just, just a simple Vestin, and but considering that it's happened when we were, in May's house, and considering that May considers you a close friend, I would want to inquire more on this. So, what is it that you had to deal with?
Oh, is there every so often the officer just drinks a little too much, I think, and has to flaunt their strength a bit. They have to remind the peasants, as they like to call us, of the proper social stratus that we exist in. So it's just sometimes we get by unharmed, and sometimes there is a price to pay. The last time there was a small price to pay for understanding what their protection means to us.
Well, next time, and I go ahead and I pat him on the shoulder, like on the side of his arm, and I squeeze a little bit, and I go, the next time, and I take it this is the same person that does this.
Yep, very very much the same ways that you are doing it right now.
Yes. Well, the next time he does something like this, or what I saw that morning, that day, don't be afraid to let a friend know, like myself. I like to take care of people that, are considered kind to me and my group. So. Also, do you know about Dragon Isen Guard?
Dragon Isen. Is a metal that the government has control of? Yeah. And he shows you his letter opener. This is made of Dragon Isen.
So that means anybody can have Draconison, or you're saying that it's being controlled by the government that's here, right?
Yeah.
So, but they allow other people to have Draconison like what you have here?
And this was a gift that has been handed down in my family for some time.
I see. This Draconison hands. Yes.
Draconison.
Dragon Ice. Kind of sounds like Dragon Ison. So Dragon. Okay. I was just okay. All right.
The story behind it is that when the world was young and monsters really roamed the lands, that there was a court of dragons, Draken, that ruled over Ison, and that they buried themselves in the earth to protect the old ways, and their bones are what we consider the Dragon Ison.
Interesting. And I take it this has all been mined out throughout Ison?
Yeah. The veins are very rare. So when the ones it's found is cause for celebration.
And so, are they found anywhere here in Ison?
Yeah, only in Ison too. So you will not find any Dragon Ison anywhere else, from what I understand. And people have tried to look.
Yeah, and so the Draconison that the government has now, because I'm trying to fashion myself a shield. And I went to the blacksmith just so that I can get the actual to Jan's exactly.
Yeah.
And he's working on the pieces for me, and he showed me what is being worked on for, I believe, the soldiers, which is quite a bit of Draconison that you that would be obtained, considering what you have told me, the rarity of it.
Yaz is good at combining the Draconison with regular metal, the regular ore. So what you might have seen could have been just sword tips for the soldiers in case creatures come out of the woods.
And just so I this is intriguing me, so that's why I'm asking so much.
Yeah, sure.
So
it's a very intriguing subject.
Where was the last bit of Draconison found in the ground?
Around here, it might have been
the forest, maybe.
No. There was some found. I want to say about 10, 11 years ago. It was around the same time that Adelaide and her husband were married.
Interesting. Well, I don't want to take up any more of your time, and plus, I gotta go help make some more applesauce. So
the bell rings and Cat can come in.
Yeah, Cat will come in and. Oh, you're still here.
Hi. Julie. Yes. So I was just letting Berto, and then I hit him up. I pat him on the back a little.
Yep, he slides.
Just I'm just inviting him over, like we were talked about, to go to have dinner, and apparently he already knows that we have company.
Oh, well, we're still welcome to join us if you'd like.
If there is enough food, then yeah. And he closes his book. He puts it on his arm. I have found something about the woman that came and has harassed you.
And I look at Julie for confirmation on this. Like,
I don't know about if harass is the right word.
Oh. I don't want to call it an attack.
Are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about the other. Oh, okay. She was sitting there thinking about the woman that was currently at Adelaide's house.
I love that.
Yes, yeah. If you have information, that'd be great.
Yeah. I bring this book with me. Yeah. And he grabs his coat.
If there's a butcher shop on the way, I'm just gonna grab more meat because at this point, he's already said it twice that he's wondering about food. So I just want to make sure that there's enough.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a whole half of a cow just for myself, that's pretty much that's.
One of the things that you've learned about Bertolt is that he's a worrier. He worries.
Okay. Well, I mean, when he talks about certain things like food, I will also worry.
Yeah, you do it. But there is a butcher shop. That's not too much of a kind of detour. And the guy behind the counter just goes, "The Dietrich house, I deliver it. It's okay. I take these."
No. I mean, and I look over like, what does he? If he has an actual like half of the cow or the part of the cow, like the quarter, I guess.
There's a quarter. Yeah, there's a quarter of a rear, like a rump section.
I grab it with one hand. I'm just like, that's fine. This is fine.
Oh, no, all right. If you are fine, then I would just add this to the bill for some months.
I walk out.
Okay. You all go back to May's house with more food than you need.
Yep. Oh, this is just for me. This is fine. I'm gonna treat it just like the applesauce.
You'll see that by the time you get there, Yirna is done with her protective work, and she looks up. She's got a handkerchief that she kind of wipes the sweat off of her head with. She's taken off the armor, so it's just this sweated, just skin tight at this point, kind of woolen shirt. She's got a jacket wrapped around her waist. It kind of gives her like the back half of a skirt. But she holds up her hands as you return, and she's like, "Oh, Bertolt, it's good to see you again." And he nods. I was invited to dinner. And she goes, "Oh, good. I hope there is food for everyone."
It takes me a second because Freki's just like sees her and goes, "I have meat." I just literally just hold it out.
And she nods.
And then that is in
fact meat. Yes.
I start walking to the kitchen. I'm like,
and Bertolt will just look at Kat. I've never seen him like this.
Is the woman still standing there with them?
Mm-hmm.
She's not going to say anything right there, but she's just going to just say, "Oh, it just must be something in the atmosphere, I guess."
Mm. Yeah, it does feel like the cold is still lingering.
Let me see if Adelaide has things ready.
And he turns and starts talking in Isen to Yirna. But the group is back, May. And Freki has a gift for you.
Yeah. I go, "Here, I brought it. I figured we needed more meat." Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. Whatever you're saying.
Sure.
Whatever you're saying.
Whatever you're saying. Cool.
Hail Ben.
She's in the middle of like doing the stir fry stew thing, looking at you, going, "What did you do?"
What? Meat. I brought. Bertolt told me he sent this nice lady over, and he was really worried about meat, and then about food, and started making me worried about food, and then
Bertolf sent her here.
Yes, apparently he's also about this whole organization with the little patch on the. But anyway, here's the food. I plan it. I don't try to put it on.
She puts her finger literally on his lips for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to stop for a moment. Rewind what you just said to me about Botov and say it slowly, okay?
What is rewind?
I need you to now think of what you just said again and slowly say to me what you just told me about Bertov.
Bertolf is here.
Yeah.
He sent the nice lady over. Apparently, he knows what that patch was on her jacket. Here is meat.
Is he a part of the order that the patch is from?
Yeah, and apparently he knows a lot about what happened with this lady or person thing that came.
He came by early in the morning while we were burning the things.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that was
thought it
before
was
the
more
peak.
nefarious.
No, that was before the peacock came by.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing I didn't have my shield.
Freki.
I brought meat. Why are you mad?
I'm not mad. I'm just slightly frustrated. Okay, just leave the meat over here on this counter. I will take care of it. Is Julie okay?
Julie is like laughing and nodding as she's walking in. It's like,
Okay, good. Now, Julie, you are on setting up the table. We have plenty of plates and everything to set the table up. Freki, where's Balto?
Yes. Balto. Balto!
He comes running into the kitchen from outside.
I grab him. I bring him. I swaddle him back up. I go, Balto. I look back out to where where Bertold and the lady are. I'm like,
Yep, they're outside.
yeah. Oh, they're outside. Okay.
Yep.
You and me. I know you don't. I know you don't know what this word is, but you and me are gonna take a bath.
He kind of tilts his head at you.
Yes. And I just start walking off. I'm just like, and I'm out.
as
I'm
he
just
walk after he walks out, Kat's just gonna look at May and just kind of say, I think Yerna's caught his attention.
Oh, you think?
Just
But
a
the
little.
bat. No. Schnell.
He took Balto with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Balto's with me. Balto's taking a bath with me. This is how.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I noticed these sparks. When especially tall woman with weapons. Oh yeah, this is signature. Hi, I am a strong Eisen woman. I am here to be taught and such. And what Weston says is, oh look at is woman. I could try and smoosh. Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, I think it's kind of cute.
I'm not there. I can't explain. I can't explain.
Okay.
Okay.
Not explain. Yeah, go take a bath.
Taking a cold bath.
It is sweet, sure. Fine not. My husband would laugh at all this and tell me to not be so serious.
Smart words, maybe. At least on this. On the other situation, maybe more serious. But
He was a wise man. He was a good man. He handled, as they would say, mein Stunscheist. At the same time, he was smart. She'll take a drink of the vodka.
Yeah. And you'll see Bertold and Yerna come in as you take a swig. I hope you don't mind, May. Adelaide said your big friend invited me. Tried to make sure that there would be plenty of food, and apparently he took it to means that he must buy more.
It's a Western idea. You say something, they then immediately go, oh, I do not have it. I must go get it now so that mine gets so comfortable.
I will be more careful of what I say around him then, but he did remind me. He did remind me about this, and he puts the tome on the table and he opens it up. Was this the woman that you saw today? And you see this artist rendering of pretty close rendition.
Yeah, except that the menacing eyes is not there. But yeah, this is the woman. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is a children's book, Adelaide. I don't think that they would make true representations.
Of course they wouldn't, because they wouldn't want the children to be afraid now, would they?
Yeah. But this is the story of Oma Varg, the wolf grandmother.
I'm not going to tempt fate. I'm not going to tempt fate. I am not going to say the line that fate would say, "Oh, you don't have enough. Let's give you more." So the wolf grandmother is in the woods and behind my house.
I don't know if this is a story, Adelaide. This is not true.
Balto, have I ever, about such things,
I understand.
exaggerated?
The issue, and he kind of looks at Julie for a second and looks back. He said, we don't have the information that we used to have.
Do you want the information you used to have?
The bodies are long decomposed, and the lights, we don't have any tongues to pull.
She just goes upstairs, gets all his, not the gun, but the notes and everything. She comes downstairs, she puts it on top of the tome. Is that what you need?
What is all this?
Clearly, my husband didn't tell me what his work was about. No, none of this. Is this why the incident happened? You two apparently know my husband better than I do. Her hands are trying not to shake right now.
Yeah. He goes, you are very vulnerable right now, and the lights, this.
It doesn't matter. The information matters.
I understand.
Vulnerability doesn't matter.
But I want you to understand that what Yerna and I know of your husband does not change how we interact with you. For her part, Yerna is new here. She was sent here by the order. You were the only Hexenwerker I know that can speak to the dead, so I invited her. Your husband had copious amounts of information that he was in charge of holding on to and spreading.
And I knew nothing of this.
He wanted you to be safe.
Am I safe?
Is anyone safe? Right.
Is this the reason why my children are dead? Why he's dead? Why my father? My mother? My siblings?
I had to wager a guess. I would say yes. No, it's not going to make it hurt any less. You have to understand that he was a good man. He helped many people, and when your son was born, he stepped away from the work. And I respected that from him. I did not come around I did not offer help, and I did not come asking for it. I saw that he was safe for that. So...
Where is he now? Where is my son now? Where is any of my family now?
I see that this was a mistake.
No, it was not. I am not mad at any of you. At all. I'm emotional because I just found out today. I have no time to process this, but at the same time, I don't have the time because I have a woman coming through the forest behind the house telling me this is her land. That what my husband did, the reason why he is dead is because it is his fault. The reason why the wolves are coming in, the reason why Freki had the problem, it is all because of him, and I need to know. I'm not mad at what he did. It's just I'm upset that it was hidden and not told. I've learned to tell truths or half truths. I've learned to omit things, but at the same time, I have now a Weston in my house. I have Julie here. This is not the time for secrets. This is the time to know, so that if I have to turn around and do what I have to do and maybe burn myself alive by doing whatever hexing magic I have to keep these people safe, I have to know. This is a plea for knowledge. This is not a plea to blame anyone right now.
The moment that May gets to the crescendo of her volume, Kat will see the ferryman just come through the wall behind her, phase through her, and just come straight up to Kat, face to face. You'll see the skull, the black holes of eye sockets stare into yours, and he'll reach out his staff so that she feels it on the small of her back and pulls her into him. And you'll see the house in a different era. Warm, lights everywhere, children running around, and you'll see a younger May, tall, thick tree trunk of a man, laughing at something with her. And you will see Bertold come bursting through the front door, blood dripping down the right-hand side. His arm looks like shredded string cheese below the elbow. His face is two wide cuts from forehead down to chin, and he'll blurt out something in Ison. Right behind him, you'll see the large wolf-like hand come in and just dig its claws into his face and crush half of him. And an entire wolf pack of wolfmen will come through windows, will come from upstairs, will come through the back door, and there is this carnage, unforgiving, unrelenting. There is no stopping. Everyone in the house is hunted, killed. And you will see that as the house burns, the wolf pack drives into town. And slowly, the black of night becomes darker in the city. The forest grows out further into the ice and lands. And then you're pulled back so that you're sitting across from the ferryman. He looks at May and takes his place behind her again. And everything comes back. Slowly, everything comes back to May reaching the crescendo of her announcement, and Bertold just kind of looking at her. I am sorry, Adelaide. I thought that by respecting his wishes that we were protecting you. It's a family that you were building. This helps.
You helped me at least try to end whatever vendetta they have. Because I don't know. I don't know why they want me. Is it only because of this land? I don't know.
Your husband was a Venthrop. It comes with the territory.
What do you mean?
That is his true family name is Venthrop.
Like as in Lord?
As in the Lord, yes. There is a reason that Dresden has come back.
Why? Because I'm a Vanthrop?
I don't think you are.
Well, I married him.
He took your name.
I know he did. That's why I'm confused. I'm very confused by this. What's my last name? I married a man. I was told to take Dietrich because it's my name, but he never gave me his. So what am I, Balto?
No. But the lineage that he gave me when we were accepted into the organization is that he cut off ties with his family. But
How do you do that in Eisen?
if the Oma is after you because of him, then we might get some answers from Lord Dresden if we can meet with him.
Shares, I'm supposed to try and have tea with her next week.
That's an option then. He tries to smile.
She takes up the knife and just starts really cutting into the meat so she can add it into this goulash of a thing she's making.
Yeah. But Irna looks over at Kat. Are you all right? You look like you've seen ghosts.
Oh, I'm fine. Just still thinking about the whole eating people's tongues thing.
Yeah, it is disgusting.
I mean, you do it raw, but if you put the right herbs in it and you do a mixture, it's slightly tolerable.
Nothing helps.
I am curious, May.
Yeah.
If this woman seems focused on your home, is there anything special about this place?
Been in my family for generations.
It just seems very strange that I mean, outside of a vendetta, but it seems strange that her focus would be just here.
Or this. You're take out the bread. I will go downstairs into the basement and I will pull out the trunk of my family. If you give me a minute. Balto, would you help me? It's a bit heavy.
Yeah.
She goes downstairs. It's not that hard. It's like this big old fucking trunk.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll just like, well, you're all here. We might as well bring this up and see what's in it.
And you see that Yirna looks at the trunk and then looks around and grabs the little lantern that you have and just kind of waves it around as she takes inventory of the basement. You see her count. And he turns back to you. There are 7 support pillars that stretch up through the house, yeah?
Yeah, it's always been that way. Since I was a kid.
And she looks at one of them, kind of gets a bearing of it, goes upstairs and stands where it would be, and then looks out and then comes back down, does the same thing for all 7 of them. She goes, leave that there. Come look at this instead.
What?
She takes you outside.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes to where all 7 of the support pillars should be for the house. And she points one hand at the pillar and one hand away from the house, almost like a T shape. And all 7 pillars line up with all 7 mounds of the carcasses that Freki had to burn, that she has woven into her protection hex. There is something about not just you or your husband. There is something in the house itself. And then she looks at Berthold, and they look at May. I think this is a good point to call it for tonight.
You have her literally on the verge of fainting right now.
And Freky's just in the bath, like
just having a good time.
Yeah.
Rugby ducky!
Yep.
Like I am there are like layers of film that he is removing. Like
he's gotta look good for his lady friend.
Nah, it's just, you know.
Uh-huh. Sure.
No, you can't lie to us on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not,
that's his Karlek. So I want to thank you guys for coming back for 7C. I want to thank the audience for joining us as always. I hope you guys are having a good time unraveling the onion that is the Dietrich Vanthrop family connection. I've been holding on to that little nugget since we've sat down to talk about who your characters are. So just know that little nugget has been germinating for some time. But as always, I want to give you guys a chance to plug whatever you're into. So we'll start with Kat. What are you up to? Where can people find you on the internet if you want to be found?
You can find me on all social media at Cymerk. You can also catch me on twitch.tv/rollcallstudios Fridays and Sundays, where we do D&D and VTM DC by Night. You can also catch me over on Junie's channel, the RPG Table, on Saturdays, where we play Chicago by Night.
Nice. Junie, what are you up to? Where can people find you on the internet if you want to be found?
I'm on the internet as Junie Von Esch. You can find me on all the apps, pretty much from any social media that has been put out there. I am on there, whether they are developed or not. I do not know. TM. You can find me on my channel over on Twitch, where I am actually drawing a troll-like look for our storyteller here. And I'm also doing some. You're lucky I'm not crocheting you. Okay, you're welcome. Yeah, because that would actually be entertaining. Ooh, that is an idea. Get your own personal Uncle Oski. Anyhow,
Nobody wants that.
Sure, I know. I'll get like a whole bunch of. Look at there's Mama McStabber. Excellent timing.
Yep.
And
Just
anyhow,
waiting.
you'll find me on DC by Night, where I play a former English noble who is a Banu Hakim. You also find me on McStabber Studios because I not technically, I kind of live there, but you'll see me on several different shows there when I can. Right now, I am his antithesis as a Assamite who wants to know all. Look, Mama says she needs an amigurumi Uncle Oski.
Nope. Don't do it.
And I have a storyteller over on the RG table where we have 4 sessions left on our season 6. And you're going to find out what major happens this week that might or might not be changing the course of our dear coterie.
Ooh, that's delicious.
Yes. Let's just say Nos decided to do a coup d'etat. It's fine. It's all fine.
Okay. And Kenny, what are you up to? Where can people find you on the internet if you want to be found?
Oh, I'm knee deep in wedding season as being as a wedding planner coordinator. But you can find me on social media, Mr. _ the underscore in between each word. Also under Crit or Die if you want to see some funny stuff done by bears, including myself. You can catch me on alternating Mondays as a Brewhob Vamp Scamp. You can also find me alternating Thursdays here, also as the lovable Freki with Balto. Other than that, who knows? I might be out there somewhere with my voice. Something like this. Who knows?
Ooh.
We'll see.
Ooh, teasing. But yeah, as always, I want to thank you guys for participating, and I hope I didn't push any buttons tonight. But if I did, just know that we will be talking about and handling that because we communicate, and part of communication is learning where your lines are. And if you feel like you need help, and just know that it is okay to not be okay. And if you're watching live, there are phone numbers going up in our Twitch chat. They'll be in the description box if you're watching on YouTube later. But just know that there are people out there who want to help you, and if you feel like you need help, that there are resources out there at your disposal. And if you're not in the United States, or you don't do well with phone calls or text messages, findahelpline.com is a great resource to find resources in your area, or to help you find resources that will accommodate your needs. So please just know that there are people out there who want to help you. And if you're a friend or family member of somebody that is a strong or happy-go-lucky personality, check in on them. You never know how a simple hello or how are you text can change the trajectory of somebody's day. So just do me that favor. Check in on your friends. And just if you feel like you need to check in on yourself, also know that you can do that. And that can look in many different ways. It's just kind of taking 5-minute breath or getting a Snickers ice cream cone like I'm about to go get myself. So just know that there are resources out there for you. So if you feel like you need help, please take that first step. I know it's frightening, but that's all it takes, is just taking that first step. As always, Mondays are for Vampire the Masquerade here on the channel. Tuesdays are alternating between Werewolf the Wild West and Legend of the Five Rings, and Thursdays alternate between 7th Sea, like you saw tonight, and Old Gods of Appalachia. You can catch me over at McStabber Studios being a player right now in the Dark Ages vampire game, where I get to play a lovable scamp of a Lasombra that has never done anything wrong, and sometimes you might catch me on a different day doing different things, so you never know. Check them out, they're fantastic people, and as always, please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you when we see you. Have a good night, guys. Bye.